Hi, good morning, Nevada. It's Nate's Neighborhood. Welcome to it with Nate Boley, one of the top realtors in Nye County.
Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, or
Yeah.
Monday as you may be seeing this. I'm John Kohler, your
Exactly.
KPVM weatherman and local helper for this effort.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it's much appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a tour today, which is in Artesia, a neighborhood that we haven't actually done a tour in yet, as far as the show is concerned.
I liked seeing it back there, actually. It was kind of, it was all put together. Folks, if you're thinking about coming out to Nye County and live, you can, choose to participate in like a homeowners association type situation, which this was, right?
Yeah. Which it's an HOA. It's a homeowners association. So essentially, you've got restrictions and things going on in the neighborhood, and for a lot of folks, it begins as, how much does the HOA cost per month?
Right.
What do I get for what I pay for?
Right.
You know
Some
what I
would
mean?
say restrictions, some might say like standards.
Yeah, it really depends on how you look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so and that's the beauty of it. You'll have your HOAs that go up to $200 a month. Here in Pahrump.
Right. And they take
they're
care
gonna
of things
include, yeah, they're going to include all kinds of things like racquetball courts and a huge brand new community center and pools and fitness rooms and yoga and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Right.
With a place like Artesia, you don't have all that stuff, but you're definitely not paying $200 a month. I believe you're paying between $40 and $45 a month, depending on which phase you're in over in Artesia.
Right. But they take care of different aspects. Landscaping, is that part of the thing? Because I know
Landscaping, the general landscaping, what they call CAM, common area maintenance. So any of the walkways, the trails, all the rock type layout type stuff that you see throughout the neighborhood, they're going to take care of that. There is a community center where they hold events. Big garage sales, and sometimes they'll have bands come in from time to time. I've seen that happen. Yeah, so that's kind of fun for the community. And you get what you pay for with the HOAs, obviously.
Right.
And you obviously get, so once you, if you are a buyer, you get into the situation where you're decided that you're going to purchase a home that's in an HOA. So you're going to get a packet that is, oh God, if you printed it all out, it'd probably be 500 or 600 pages, who knows, depending on the HOA. But essentially, once you get that packet, I have to sign for it saying that I received it for you, and then we have 5 days for you to go through that packet in its entirety, essentially, to make sure that you agree with everything that the HOA is going to put on you. And that's kind of where the nitty-gritty stuff happens. You might have let's say you're a ham radio specialist, and that's something that you want to do in your new home. But more than likely, they wouldn't let you do that in a place like Artesia.
Because you got to throw up a big antenna.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot antenna. You know what I mean? If you're really trying to make it happen. And then you're blocking views, you're possibly blocking satellite signals because the lots aren't humongous, you know what I mean? And granted, they're a third of an acre.
Right.
But still, a 30-foot antenna is it could possibly block the Wi-Fi signal for 4 or 5 homes around it. Yeah. And that could be the deal breaker, you know what I mean? So we've got to go through in that 5-day period.
So if you're a particular homeowner and you don't want something like a giant antenna wrecking you might be looking for a place that's an HOA controlled.
Yeah, and that's it. It is a double-edged sword. There's the guy out there that wants to put the antenna up but can't. And then there's the next guy or lady that comes along and goes, well, I don't want anybody blocking my views with an antenna. I prefer this neighborhood, yeah.
Right, so this is sort of like a layer of beyond zoning.
It really is. You have your own restrictions within your neighborhood, and the downside to that is if you do not follow their restrictions, they can fine you decent amounts of money depending on if you pay, if you don't change what you're supposed to. I did have a bad HOA experience when I was, 22, 23, the first home I owned. I had a tree die, and in the front yard, so I took it and I replaced it with a much prettier one. And I didn't realize that was what was considered an invasive species of tree.
Oh.
Yeah, so they fined me, and I fought with them over it, but it wasn't until I realized that I was actually doing something that would hurt the general environment that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were coming to Pahrump and we were looking to move to Nate's neighborhood, you were our realtor, and Mrs. Kohler was asking about chickens.
Yeah, chickens.
A lot of people keep chickens. I think, we're living out in the country, man. I have some chickens.
Yeah, exactly. And folks could come out to Pahrump and maybe think that you could have something like chickens in an HOA, but for the most part, as far as I know, there's not an HOA that allows chickens in Pahrump.
Okay.
No matter what you hear from other folks around the world about our beautiful little town.
You can't just have a chicken?
You can't just have chickens.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
we
on,
don't do
unless
that
you're
around
out of
here.
an HOA somewhere.
Yeah, unless you're out of an
with,
HOA.
you've
Yeah,
got
then you're
some
looking
for
at,
it, right.
maybe a bigger lot.
Right.
Obviously a different neighborhood. And you're not going to have the same standards that you would necessarily, but you do have your exceptions. The vineyards, the winery, that's a non-HOA neighborhood up there where our favorite weatherman lives, yeah. And you've got a great neighborhood. There's no restrictions or anything, but everybody takes care of their property up there.
Yeah,
So
everybody kind of keeps their eye on everybody.
that's kind of the
Keeps up
sweet
their-
spot. Yeah, that's where I prefer, those
It's
kind
sort of an
areas there,
organic
but
HOA up there. It's,
it
everybody's
is,
kinda,
yeah. You guys hold each other accountable. It's
Yeah,
good.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
You don't, you don't want to be the,
Self-policing.
the dumb kid in
Yeah.
the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to be the one guy with the beat-up yard. And,
Oh, I didn't get that memo. You
Yeah.
don't like that? Oh.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you're not invited to the local barbecue.
Oh, right. You can't, yeah, that's a different kind of HOA we've
Yeah.
got going. But yeah, but these HOAs, I was surprised because when we drove into the Artesian neighborhood, they did have a lot of nice green belts. I mean, it looks like
Beautiful.
it is beautiful. It's
Yeah. Yeah, and the green belt is, oh goodness, the width of it, depends on what part of the neighborhood you're in. But the green belt does run through, I want to say, behind at least 30% of the properties within Artesia. So just like with the Chasemore home that we're going to tour, you've got the green belt right behind you.
Right.
I mean, and a green belt is essentially a giant lawn that's lush and has trees and benches and trails and all that fun stuff.
Take your dogs out there.
Yeah, take your dogs out, go out and have a picnic, hang out with the family.
Take your
whatever
not a
you wanna
chicken
do.
out there.
Yeah, take your non-chicken. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever they're letting you have. I was just stunned. And actually, as you come in, there's another HOA that sort of like butts up right next to it.
Yeah,
and then
Cottonwoods.
There's sort of Cottonwoods, right? And then
Yeah.
there's a border, sort of. I mean, you can.
Yeah, it's almost literally a border. You stop at a stop sign and you see the sign,
Yeah.
from Cottonwoods, you enter into Artesia. And Cottonwoods is a great little neighborhood too.
Yeah, they are a
I like
nice
that
little
one.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well kept neighborhood.
Yep.
Another HOA neighborhood, but very similar to Artesia in their standards. So really, a lot of folks, when they pull into the Cottonwoods and they keep driving through, they think that they're in the Cottonwoods the entire time, just because the standards are higher. The biggest change that I think you'll see between Artesia and the Cottonwoods is Cottonwoods does allow manufactured homes.
Oh,
Yeah.
which are
Artesia
popular.
does not.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I believe that's the biggest difference there, besides water company and all that fun stuff. So
Right.
I could be wrong there though.
Everyone's a little
Don't
bit
quote
different, but you got so, and you're good at picking through these agreements because like 500-600 pages sounds fairly daunting if you're.
It's silliness, yeah. And so, and strangely enough, there's going to be about, depending on the HOA, there will probably be between 70 and 120 pages that we should really focus on. And your realtor will help you to point out those sections. And it's really about the restrictions. That's the biggest thing. You want to make sure that you can live as you please under your own roof, because in extreme circumstances, you can lose your home to an HOA. If they find you and you don't respond and they keep finding and you don't pay,
Like, what are you gonna do? Take
some
away my birthday?
HOAs can take away your home,
They
yeah,
take away-
which is insane.
That's more
and
than
it's
your
quite a
birthday.
process, and
Yeah.
it takes a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's silly. So yeah, before you get into a neighborhood that has an HOA, you've got to dive into those documents, and it's no fun.
5 days.
It's
That's all
sleeping
you got, 5
material.
days?
Yeah, you get 5 days, 5 calendar days,
Right.
to go through it, and which is plenty of time.
Right.
It's just a matter of finding the right documentations within that giant stack, obviously, or within the zip file for the most part.
Right.
And making sure that you're going to be comfortable with whatever restrictions they might have.
Right.
Or making sure that you are comfortable with that they have enough restrictions for the way that you want to live, because a lot of folks are
Like, I don't want that
looking-
chicken next door.
Right, a lot of folks are looking
"Ah!"
for that HOA where you can't get away with a thing, because that's what they want and that's what they expect and that's what they expect out of their neighbors and their neighborhoods. So yeah, and we've got one or two, that are kind of like that.
A little more highfalutin.
Yeah, a little more highfalutin, but you get what you pay for, with an HOA,
Right.
and it make sure that they're giving you the value for what you're paying for.
Right. And it sounds like you do get some value. I mean, especially I don't want
Yeah.
to maintain a beautiful green belt with, lawn, but I would certainly love to have access to it anytime I want.
Yeah, and that's one of the great sale points of this place on Chasemore is you've essentially got access to 1.5 acres of fresh grass behind your property at all times.
Right.
As well as your neighbors, of course. But
Right.
yeah, you don't have to maintain it. You don't have to mow it. You don't have to water it.
Right.
Nothing. Yeah.
And your neighbors all look kind of ship-shape and pretty good over there. I
Yeah.
thought it was a great little neighborhood.
It really is.
Chasemore,
I like
that was like,
Artesia.
I lose track of the street names because
Yes.
we're touring a few. But this one is not under contract yet. This
No,
one's
not
still,
yet.
This one's still out there.
No, which amazes me. And so hopefully somebody will notice this on the show and will figure out their own wrongdoings because, yeah. So it's a great place though.
It is.
The inside kind of blew us away. And then when we got to the backyard, the pictures of the backyard were beautiful. But then when we actually got there,
Right.
wow, like just taken aback completely.
And it gave me a couple DIY ideas for projects to do in my backyard too, which was it's always a nice plus when we're doing these walkthroughs. Like I would like that. I can do that.
Yeah, I try to get something like that out of every one of them. And yeah, it's a great extra little bonus reason to be out there touring homes. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, it's really it's all good in Nate's neighborhood. Tell you what. Well, do you want to head to a commercial and then come on back? We'll do the walkthrough and show everybody the cool little gem that's out there and available for purchase like right now.
Yes, you can call me, Nate, 775-513-2491, or if you know Marty Daffer over at Classic, it's his listing. And Marty is an awesome guy, everybody knows, so I would have no problem losing out to that guy. So if you know Marty and you're interested in the Chasemore home after the tour, then give him a holler. Or you can give me a holler as well, yeah, of course.
Sounds good. All right, we'll head on to a little break and we'll be right back with the Chasemore walkthrough.
Yeah.
Hi, you're back with Nate's Neighborhood. It's John Kohler here, your co-host, and your big guy host, the expert realtor we call Nate Boley. Was that enough build-up or too much?
I think so. It wasn't quite a custom song.
No,
it's something.
We saved those for special occasions. Maybe we'll do one later. I don't know.
Yeah, who does?
But so this week we ended up over at the Chasemore property. This is a listing of a friend of yours.
Yep.
And
great place.
It is a great place. I just
dive right in. Yeah.
I can't believe, I just take these pictures myself, but it doesn't look like a postcard. Look at that blue sky.
That's amazing.
Clouds. This could be yours. I mean, this is in a neighborhood called Artesia. That's a homeowner association controlled neighborhood. Very nice houses over there, and nice green spaces, nice green belt in back. And I don't know, should we just dive into this one? Let's take a look.
Let's just get right into her. She's listed right about 490, I want to say.
Okay.
About 2,500 square feet, built only 2 years ago. Really good looking place though, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it kind of shows because it's so modernized.
Right, you come up on it and, the beautiful Southwest landscaping. It looks like those trees are taking hold. If they're only 2 years old, that look like they're nice, healthy trees.
Yeah, they're great. They're an automatic system, so you're never gonna have to bother with them. Everything out there, backyard in front, is going to water itself. So really, it's just a matter of maintenance, having a guy come out every 6 months to a year, making sure that everything's flowing correctly, that you don't have any hard water blocking anything up in the irrigation. Other than that, it's total easy maintenance,
Yeah, off to the right, you can see my fabulous Ram pickup truck, but that's actually kind of parked in some space that's set up for an RV pull in. There it is.
A ton of space for an RV there, yeah. I mean, you could almost honestly, you could more than likely fit a fifth wheel behind that back gate or a small RV, and then an entire RV right up front there, yeah.
And there's a gated yard that's quite nice. I do like all the stonework on this place, especially at the entrance. You come in with these big giant rock. I mean, it looks like, here's your castle, here's your fortress.
Yeah, it's got that grand entrance where it's almost an intimidation factor, but then you walk up on these plants and it's a warm feeling for sure.
Right.
And I don't think they're taking these because it's tough to see, but there is a light coming down from the ceiling there. So I want to say, if the sellers are going to take these, they're going to have to unravel that entire thing. So I believe, So I
maybe
believe
they'll convey. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be great.
A little chattel, as we say.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, come through the front door.
Yeah, beautiful, man. I mean, first off, it was immaculately clean.
Right.
I would almost question whether or not anybody ever lived in it. You can tell that it has those personal touches. So obviously somebody did at one point. But yeah.
Right. You can see a number of doorways going down the hall. This is a 4-bedroom place, and I think there's 2 small bedrooms just off on the left side as you come in.
Correct.
That looks like a door to, is that out to the garage, the big man cave garage?
Yeah, the door on the right there leads out to the garage.
But as you come in through the arch door there, that's a giant, there you go.
Through the foyer, you get, there's a laundry room to the right.
Right to the right.
yeah.
Conveniently located, a laundry galley, shall we say.
Yeah, it's large too. You know, plenty
There it
of
is,
space.
yeah, look at
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
And they got the good front loading machines and,
Yes.
sink. The countertops actually, nicer countertops than you'd see around a utility sink.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Everything in
And
there is
great,
pretty
great
ship-shape.
cabinetry. Yeah, everything in this home screams custom.
Right.
But done well. Not so custom that nobody else is going to like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a big plus.
Come into the right-hand side and this kitchen with the galley seating, which is pretty incredible on top of the, this place right here, it's got seating for 12, like in the kitchen, which is fantastic for
Yeah.
entertaining. Look at this place.
Yeah, you can post up at least 4 people there behind the backside of the island. And then you've got, at least another 6 or 8 top there right behind it. So yeah, that's your party destination, so to
Yep,
speak.
and
You know?
that's,
Besides the backyard, that's kind of where you want to host your big dinners and your events and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, modern appliances, solid surface.
Yeah, beautiful
ranged out there.
cabinetry and all the cabinetry that you'll continue to notice, the cabinetry, the countertops, everything throughout the home matches. So you're not going to see different colors or variations throughout. And again, the backsplashes I love on this place. They rise all the way back up underneath the cabinets, which is a huge, huge touch, man.
Right.
And they're gorgeous.
And neat lights. Yeah, the whole place is really put together. Back here, this is
Yeah.
kind of the doorway to this enormous pantry.
Good looking pantry.
Yeah, it's
Maybe not the greatest
it's
shot
stacked.
of it, but yeah,
I took a shot from the top down just because it goes down. I mean, it goes
so
down.
large though, yeah.
Yeah, and there's lots of stuff, lots of room to stack stuff on top too. So it's very practical and laid right in there in the kind of the corner of the kitchen. You're not going to run out of any kind of cabinet space in this place.
No, and it's got tons of functionality to it.
Right. Now,
which,
just off
well
to the
rest of
left
home.
as you come in, there's a kind of a formal living room, and this is kind of a view from the back corner of that living room. Got a big
There we go, it's your other
entertainment
corner
center.
there, yeah. Yeah, the entertainment center, I want to say conveys, but if it doesn't and you don't want to use it, it does take up quite a bit of space there.
It does, and
It's a great looking piece, but if it's something that's not for you, then you kind of pick up roughly 25 square feet of space, just getting rid of that thing. So that's up to your personal touch, make it your own. But that would make more space for, say cohorting around that beautiful fireplace that's in the same room,
Right.
And again, yeah, the stonework there. You've got up towards the middle there, a little bit hard to see, but you do have outlets for power and for cable. So they did think about that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
sure enough,
easily
they're
hang a
in there.
TV up there, yeah.
Yep.
Very well thought out home, without a doubt.
And a neat space just kind of off. I mean, you could use it, I guess, as a formal dining room, but gosh, you got all that space there
suppose
in
you
the kitchen.
could.
Why would you want it?
Yeah, and that's really it.
Well, actually, maybe this is the formal. This might be the formal dining room. Now to think about it, off the little.
This is the master.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Off of the dining room is the master.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see the kitchen off there to the
there we
right.
go. And a large room.
Right.
Gorgeous,
oh, right.
gorgeous room,
I
yeah.
remember this room because it goes in, and there. Okay, here's the next part. As you can see
Yeah,
the
the
giant
remaining view
tub
there.
floating off to the left there. There you go.
There she is. Yeah.
That's at least a 4-man tub if you're tiny people. Probably a 2-man
It
for
could be
standard
a-
American-sized people.
Yeah, it
but-
could be a party tub, no doubt about it. But very clean, very well taken care of.
Right. And then there's a
and all
huge
done
closet.
modernly.
Walk in with these giant shelves again. If
Shelves
you-
and cabinetry.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And those are beautiful. And they take up a bit of space, but
They do.
You're not going to replace them with anything better. You know what I mean? Unless you wanted to change the color, maybe.
Right.
But it blends in very well. It fits very well.
Look at those
And you still have
shelves.
a ton of space. Yeah, you still have a ton of space in there. So, and these wrap around the entire primary bedroom closet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Everything but the door has got those on it.
Right.
Hey, there's John. We got the dual sinks. Dual sinks and a single John
Got
there.
a food baby going on. What is that? Somebody get that man some liposuction. Good Lord. Is that door off to the commode, I suppose?
Yeah, that's going to be the commode off to the right. And then again, notice same cabinetry, same countertops.
Yep. No, it's
done in a
everything
smart manner, no doubt.
matched
You get the
beautifully.
same flow, the same look throughout the whole home, which is an elegant, modernized look, I would say.
Right. Is this the junior suite? Look at this.
This is the junior suite.
So you have a little bathroom off to the side. They had one. Okay, the master suite was incredible. This one was actually pretty good too. This one could pass for a master suite in a lot of homes.
Yeah, it's very large. I would say it's probably larger than about 50% of master bedrooms that you come across out
Right.
here. Yeah.
And then
of
there's
course, it's got its own bathroom.
right.
Yeah, I'd say the only big difference there that you have between those two rooms is the size of the closet and the bathroom.
This is one of the other bedrooms, and there's like
One
the
of the
third
little
and
guys,
fourth
yeah.
ones.
Yeah, we got a third and fourth that are set to kind of to the other side of the house,
Right.
just off that walk-in.
Right.
When we walked in the foyer off to the left.
They are back to back, and then they're of a size that I would almost like. I don't know if it was me, I'd maybe knock a hole through the wall. See, this one's pretty tiny.
Yeah, and that would have. I think we did actually have a chat about that while we were there because they're back to back. But I believe isn't there a bathroom between them?
There is, and
Yeah.
so that might.
So you couldn't necessarily make it one room.
No, you couldn't.
But you know, they're
be a
smaller.
good, like,
they're
little
not
nursery
they're
room.
not jail size by any means. You know,
No.
they're not going to be your 8x6, but I believe they're 10x9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nothing to shake a stick at. But yeah, after walking through and seeing the giant master and the
Right, you
huge
think that
junior,
You can see where the space went. It got sacrificed, maybe. I don't know in the design.
little bit.
Yeah, this one was.
a little bit, and that could be why it's still up.
Well,
you know,
that could be, yeah.
one of the little things that could be holding it back.
I don't know. I guess
By all
maybe I'd
means.
use that little bedroom as like maybe a nursery. Like put a crib in there and some linen, whatever.
A nursery, an office,
A good office space,
know,
sure.
yeah.
It did have a closet, though, so
den,
it does qualify as a bedroom.
craft room. You
Right.
know,
Maybe it's
folks
the-
have been getting into so many different crafts and different hobbies. You know, since good old COVID popped
Right.
up, everybody needs a little extra room to do their thing.
Maybe it's the room you give your teenage kid
Yeah.
as a special punishment.
Yeah,
That could
or even the folks that come in from out of town, their family.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh,
I gotta
right,
let
you
them
don't
stay
feel
here,
too
but
comfortable.
look, all I have is this smaller room. I'm so sorry. And I put this huge bed in there. I didn't mean to.
Now that I think about it, I really like this room. I wasn't sold
It's
on this
becoming
room
very
before, but now
appealing.
you're talking me into it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
like
this room. Should we go look outside? Because there's some
Outside
gorgeous.
was gorgeous, man. Yeah.
All right, so this is
and
just
it doesn't
off
even do it justice either. I mean,
No,
the pictures. It's just
no.
to be there and feel it and see the hummingbirds flying around
Mm-hmm.
and smell the hibiscus and all the roses and everything in the air was amazing. Yeah.
And the green belt right behind the fence here. But look at this cool little, rock fireplace and everything. This is
Gorgeous.
totally a DIY dream for me. I took some up close pictures of these just so I could see how they do that. I mean, this is like concrete cinder blocks and giant timbers,
And 4x4s. Yeah.
basically.
I mean,
but it's so
and they did it
together, and
up.
it looks.
Yeah.
And we sat down on these. These were comfortable.
Yeah, we had a seat. We sat down for a few minutes and just kind of enjoyed the overall surroundings.
Yeah.
It just, wow, it was gorgeous out there.
Well, they got just an arboretum of tree variety in the backyard, and you can see
Yeah.
these. You just got some of them red ones, some of them green ones. They got all kinds.
You got you a purple one?
You
Yeah.
got- what you want? It's all back there.
All the colors, buddy.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, it was fun just kind of trolling around the yard and saying, "Oh, well, this is the house from this angle. This is the house from this angle." It's like I could.
Yeah.
You would be happy living in this house if you were living in this house.
No
I don't see
doubt.
why you wouldn't be happy.
No, I agree because either inside or out, you've
Right.
got beauty around you.
Right.
And you've got two different types of beauty,
Right.
You could have an outdoor person in your home and
Yeah.
this would be their home, You love the inside and your spouse or your significant other is an outdoors person.
Right.
That loves to grill and do all that stuff and and garden.
Right. This could be
This
your-
is set up for them.
Your second living room
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
hibiscus and
exactly.
hummingbirds.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look like, a situation like with me and my wife, she would be happy to have me out in that backyard all day.
Get out there and rake.
Yeah, get out there and fix that. Rake that up, prove it.
This is the big garage. This guy had it kind of set up as a kind of a man cave in a big way. He's
Yeah.
got these giant metal shelves that are cool, but he also had like some weightlifting gear, and he had a kind of his own TV and
Yeah.
fridge and set up and
That
a
was
little,
it
little
was
couch,
perfect,
whatever.
man. Yeah, it was short a couch and a bathroom, but other than that, it was kind of ready to go,
Yeah.
And it's again so well kept.
Right.
You barely see anything on the garage floor there as far as any oil stains or really nothing.
Right. I wonder if he just kicked his cars out and said, "No, this is my space."
That's quite a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
I
thing.
might have. I actually did do that at my house. Couldn't think of it.
Did
so,
you?
Yeah.
Forget it. I'm living in the
Yeah.
garage. You guys.
Totally forgot. We have a gym in the garage now. Yeah.
Nice and quiet out here in the garage. Shh. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So beautiful home, and it is available. You were saying about $490.
Yeah, I want to say 490, which might even seem high to folks, but it's a gorgeous home.
Yeah,
It
in a
really
nice
is.
neighborhood,
Match
nice
it up
little
with other
HOA.
homes in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's very elegant. It's luxurious. It flows perfectly. I mean, it's hard to pick this place apart and not see the value that they're asking for because they're showing it. It's there.
Right.
Call
Nate. He'll hook you up with this house. You can move out to Nate's neighborhood. We'll play together. It'll be fun.
Always happy to have some new folks. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's Nate's neighborhood. We'll see you next time.